Hey, what's up everybody? This is UnhingedGaming, and I'm coming in hot with some more fresh high quality content. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. Um, Something a little similar to my first video. I'm just going to be putting voiceover over some Rainbow Six Siege gameplay. The reason being that there's something specific I want to talk about, and I want to be able to do it without the distraction of playing a game, and also because I want to show you guys some of the best moments. So today I am, as you probably saw in the title, talking about what's wrong with YouTube. And this is going to be a little bit clickbaity because I'm not talking about, the website or the company or the things that you generally see on YouTube about YouTube. I'm actually talking more about the community to an extent, and then just the sort of stigma. And there's a specific YouTuber I'm going to talk about. He may not be everyone's favorite, but he's a really good example of this. Um, but I'm going to just start out with a little bit of context here of exactly what I'm going to be talking about. First off, the idea of sellouts, which has become a really big thing around YouTubers. A lot of people, if you use YouTube ads, if you make any kind of money, you're a sellout. And I'm not the first, but I just want to give my opinion on that. So, first off, define sellout. Because it seems like whenever anyone makes money off of YouTube, they get dubbed a sellout. And what kind of creates that? So first of all, I'm just talking to those of you who are, reasonable, because obviously haters gonna hate. But if you feel this way about YouTubers, I just hear me out, because I want to understand the logic behind this, that if you make money off of YouTube, you are a sellout, because I don't really understand the logic of okay, I'm not a very big YouTuber right now, but I hope to at one point grow to the point of where I'm getting enough views that turning ads on would actually make sense. And I don't want to be disrespected for that, because I feel like, it's saying that I'm just doing it for the money or whatever. And it's one of those things where, I'm going to just go into three of the main issues that make people call YouTubers sellouts when they're making money off of YouTube. First off is that they're just doing it for the money. And that's simply not true, because if they were, you'd better bet they'd be reevaluating their strategy, because it takes a long time and you have very little chance of actually making any money off of YouTube. And chances are, if you started your YouTube channel to make money as a get rich quick scheme, you're going to give up fairly quickly, because that's just not something that happens for many YouTubers. They don't get to this point of where they're making tons of money off of it. Another thing is this idea of that, they're just getting paid to play video games. Which, first of all, why are you condemning them for that? That sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me. If you could get paid to play video games, you would too. And it's just another one of those things of where it's whether or not they would do it anyway. If they are getting paid to do something that they enjoy, which clearly they do, then why are you looking down on them for that? But second of all, with that, there's a lot more to YouTube than just playing the games. Yes, there are those YouTubers who have hired editors, but I know myself personally, I spend probably a good 3 times more editing than I do recording. So generally it's around 30 minutes to record a video. 30 minutes to record your average 10 to 15 minute video, and then around an hour and a half to edit it. So I'm spending 3 times more time editing than I am playing the games, which is a lot of work, by the way, and it's not all that fun. It's rewarding, but it's not a ton of fun. So if I were to get to that point, I wouldn't be and I can only speak for myself, but I think a lot of YouTubers, when they're doing all the editing and all of that, they're not getting paid to play video games. They're, if anything, they're getting paid to video edit. If you're gonna go for like the majority. And then there's just this like, what makes a sellout? The fact that there's this idea of that, like, they're just doing it for the money. And I guess my thing is that most of the time they're not. Most of the time they'd be doing it anyway. But what if they are doing it for the money? Like, what's it to you, really? Because you enjoy the videos, no matter why they're making them. If they're making them for money, they're still entertaining you. So why does it matter, really, if they're doing it for the money or not? Because it's still enjoyable to you. So it's one thing that I just never understood, is like, even if they are just doing it for the money, you think that your favorite musicians, actors, comedians, whatever, anything that you watch for entertainment, you think that they're not doing it for the money. Like, YouTube is actually one of the only sort of entertainment forms where there are a lot of people who do it for free, and a lot of people who do it and make money, but they would do it even if they weren't making money. There are a lot, PewDiePie didn't even know that you could make money off of YouTube, and now he is the richest YouTuber alive, or the most well paid by YouTube anyway. I mean, there's probably someone who was already a millionaire when they started YouTube. So there's that. And then the other issue I wanted to talk about is sort of the stigma around being a YouTuber. Because there's this idea of just like, YouTubers don't get taken seriously, and they haven't since the beginning. And it's getting more and more to where, there's someone famous like PewDiePie, and he's not the one who I'm going to talk about, by the way. He's just a good example for the whole, he's the most subscribed to YouTuber. And he's been on shows and, talk shows, and been interviewed and all of that. And he never gets the respect that like actors and musicians and all of those people get. And I just don't quite understand why, because, specifically gaming YouTubers, it's one of those things where it's just not taken seriously. But the gaming scene, at one point it made sense because people didn't take gaming seriously in general. It was just, it was just a hobby, and it was like really looked down upon, and it still is to an extent, but there are still, MLG is getting taken seriously, at least to an extent. A lot of things are being a bit more taken seriously in the gaming world. Even the indie scene, like, is becoming a lot more respectable. So I don't really understand, this whole idea, like, the stigma around YouTubers, and that, like, you can't do it for the money. If you make money off of it at all, you're a sellout. You can only be a YouTuber, and you're only doing it for the entertainment of your viewers, and you're only ever just that guy who talks into a mic and plays games and posts it on the internet. Like, you're never anything more than that, or more important than that. So that brings me to the specific example that I want to talk about, and that is Sky does Minecraft, Sky versus Gaming, Sky does things, all of those channels. Sky does Minecraft, of course, being the most popular. I'm specifically going to talk about Sky versus Gaming because that's the one that I have watched recently. I kind of grew up on Sky does Minecraft, or not grew up, but since I want to say 14, I was watching that channel, and I outgrew Minecraft. I wasn't playing it anymore, but I started watching Sky vs. Gaming because that's where his more kind of mature content was. And I know he's not everyone's favorite because he's loud and obnoxious, yada yada. It was kind of, I watched his content when I was younger, so I just kind of never stopped enjoying it. But as a lot of you may or may not know, he recently quit YouTube altogether, all of his channels. And his reasons were that the Minecraft community, it was a lot about the Minecraft community and how he doesn't like the way that it's gotten, which I do believe is true. I believe that that's part of the reason, but it doesn't really explain him quitting all of his channels. And something in particular that really hit me was on Sky Does Things, he posted a vlog, and that whole channel's been wiped. because he's making music now. I forgot about that part. And you know, it's really good music too. It's not like gaming related or anything like that. So I would definitely check it out. His song Broken Rings is really good. It's my favorite. It gives me goosebumps every time I listen to it. I would definitely keep an open mind. He's a net nobody now. Check out his music, because even if you didn't like his gaming content, it's nothing like that. It's really cool sort of indie alternative type music. I'm going to just play a little demo of that song right here.
So I'm handing back another broken ring. Can't unhear the screams. Yeah, you'll be the death of me. Swear to God, I got through so many of these things. All this wasted bling, all these broken rings. Yeah, all these broken rings. Yeah.
But anyway, so that channel became Net Nobody. What the fuck? Sorry, alarm. That channel became Net Nobody, where he's posting music, so it got completely wiped of all of his vlogs. But there was one a while back. It was about his music, and it was answering some questions. And that was when he first started talking about the Minecraft community and how he doesn't like how it's gotten, because again, with the whole sellout issue, he mentioned that, you know, people are saying that he doesn't even like Minecraft anymore, and he's just doing it for the money. And he said you wouldn't be entirely wrong. And actually something he said that I would like to add to my whole sellout issue is, you know, no one, if you say you don't like money, you're lying. Like, I understand it not ruling your life, and I think that that's a really good quality, but everyone likes money. And, you know, there's all of that stuff of, like, you know, money can't buy happiness, and I do agree with that to an extent, but we live in a money-based world, so it's, you know, money itself isn't going to make you happy alone on its own, but in addition to other things, it can definitely make your life easier, and it can buy you things that will make you happy, as long as you just aren't trying to, you know, you're only living for money. And, you know, there are some people that money does make them happy. And all they care about is money. And, you know, that's, as long as they're not screwing other people over for it, that's okay. Like, I don't think that we should shame that if that's what they want to live for. As long as they're not hurting anyone else, I don't think it's any of your business. But anyway, that was just kind of what he said of, like, you know, everyone likes money. But that's not why he does YouTube. It is why he still plays Minecraft to an extent. I really do believe that. But again, that doesn't explain why he quit YouTube altogether. And something that he talked about in that vlog was the reason why he named himself Net Nobody for his music was because he didn't want it to be associated with his life as a YouTuber. And, you know, that really hit me, because I feel like it's a big reason. And, you know, there's all the rumors, there's the drama that's been going on, and all of that on Twitter and all that shit that, like, people are saying he quit because of that. I don't really believe that, because, you know, it's just, it doesn't seem like a reason to quit YouTube, especially when he's not getting out of the public eye, like he's making music and all of that. But anyway, the idea of that, like, he wanted to change his identity so that it didn't get associated with his YouTube brand. And I don't feel like that's because of him and his YouTube brand. I feel like that's because of the YouTube community placing that on him. Of, like, and I understand that. Like, when you first hear, oh, Skydo's Minecraft is making music right now, it gives you a very specific image of that involves the Skydo's Minecraft brand. It wasn't the only reason, but that he felt the need to not only go by a different name, but actually wipe his entire identity as a YouTuber. He's not uploading on Skydo's Minecraft, he's not uploading on Sky vs. Gaming, he has cleared all of the previous videos on Skydo's Things and changed it to Net Nobody. It's just baffles me that, like, the YouTube community would put that extreme of an association on someone, where, like, yeah, if a singer wants to become an actor or vice versa, you know, when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson went from pro wrestling to being an actor, that got a little bit of controversy. You know, when Justin Timberlake went from making music to acting, that got a significant more controversy, but people eventually accepted it. They didn't feel the need to try to clear their previous careers to not be associated with those careers. they weren't like feeling the need to cover that up so that they could start fresh and be taken seriously as a musician. And he said that he didn't feel like he could be taken seriously as a musician, as an artist, when he had the Sky brand on him. And so that's what I mean with like what's wrong with YouTube, is more just like partially the community, like I said, because there are, it's partially the YouTube community that's putting these things on people. And then also just kind of the view of the media on YouTubers, that he would feel the need to quit his whole previous life, what supported him both financially and mentally through a very significant portion of his life, to just toss that away because he feels like he wants to do something different that he could easily do in addition to YouTube if that were to be allowed and have him still be taken seriously. So that's my take on the whole thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about YouTube and the community and the stigma and all of that. Also, if you did enjoy, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you get notified of my future uploads, because I do upload every single day. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter at UnhingedTweetYT, where I post video updates as well as notify you when I go live on Twitch, which is UnhingedGamingYT. All of the links are down in the description. Go check them out. Until then, I've been Unhinged Gaming, and I will see you next time.